Hi, my name is Luis Mercado. I'm 35 years old. I'm a multimillionaire. I made a lot of money through YouTube from both To Catch a Cheater and another YouTube channel called Life Lessons with Luis. I'm also a real estate investor. I'm also a martial artist. I'm also a big philosopher. And with all that being said, I've studied games since I was 20, in theory. I've also exercised and worked it out. Anyone who knows me knows I always have girls around me and beautiful women around me. And still, I can say that Justin's game is still next level. It's in a completely different life that you think YouTubers and athletes have all these women, and they really don't. They're very focused on just their career. And that's why some of these famous boxers that I even know, like Amir Khan, they have like an ugly wife. I'm thinking, what the heck is that? And you meet guys like Justin, and he goes out, this 5'4" guy, he's going out and he's bringing home 10, 15 girls to his after party. He's literally taking turns, taking them in the room, coming back out. Like what you see Justin doing is truly magical. The reason I tag along on Justin's boot camps is in 2019, we went to Barcelona and I got to see Justin work firsthand. So a lot of people say a lot of things, there's a lot of talk, but Justin, I found out very early on, was the real deal. My thoughts on Justin and his boot camps are they're very intense, which they should be. And I kind of look at Justin as like that football coach that's willing to smack you in the back of the helmet when you're messing up. So it's not for everybody, but for those who are willing to make changes, it's definitely for them. The kind of results I see on Justin's boot camps would be unbelievable. I think you have to see it to believe it, because sometimes you hear stories and they're thinking they're lying. There's absolutely no way that's happening. You hear stories of not just students bringing a girl home, but sometimes you'll hear students bringing home 2 girls and crazy stories like that. And they're just thinking there's absolutely no way this is happening. This has to be fake. And it's somewhat magical when you get to see it in real life. My favorite part about the boot camps for me personally is when I get to see actual change happen. So you'll see a student, we'll give him a note to go do something. He goes out, he says that, he does that exact activity with this girl, and you see the reaction from her, and then you see the reaction from him, and he's literally seeing success happen right there in that moment. And I think helping another person is, I think, the greatest thing you can do as a man. One of the biggest breakthroughs, I guess, would be from clients that are so emotionally distraught and destroyed, and they're just not there mentally, that they're breaking, they're crying, they're emotional, they're dealing with so much trauma that they haven't faced yet. And you see them push past that to the point where they're actually going out, meeting women and bringing women home in a matter of 2 days. I mean, it's magical. I think until you see it in person, you don't understand. How much time do clients save? It can be a lifetime. So, I mean, if you don't learn it, when are you gonna learn it? You know, there's a saying we used to say in sales that if not now, then when? If not you, then who? You have to learn it now. If not, when are you gonna do it? And I try to tell clients, like prior to them joining a boot camp, I'd say, look, you have proven on paper, in real life, that you are not getting these results. That's just a fact. You have to do these boot camps. I think, you know, you do a 100 approach challenge. Most men probably approach maybe 5, 10 women in their lifetime. And here they are knocking out 100 different approaches in a day. I mean, that's life-changing results. I'd recommend this program 100%. 100%, 110%. It's life-changing in more ways than one, because when people fully understand, they know that it's not just about women. Women are just a small part of what happens from the boot camp, but beyond that, it's the friendships that you make, the camaraderie, the wingman that you create, friends that last a lifetime, as well as the skill sets that you carry over into business, in personal relationships, just overall in life in general. How do I think learning these skills helps guys in their career? I would say that anytime a guy has to face adversity or face challenge, which is all mental, it's all anxiety, it's all self-approach, it's the way he views and loves himself, it dictates every aspect of your life. Like, they don't understand it. It is always you versus you, and that's what these clients have to understand. That's why sometimes clients will be here and they're resistant and they want to fight Justin, and they want to argue because they're just truthfully fighting themselves. And it's the inner child in them that they're trying to kill, that inner ego that they're trying to progress and move on to become a man. So yeah, these skills are for a lifetime. Oh man, Justin's game is next level. It's crazy because you can watch YouTube videos and you see clips of people, you know, approaching women, talking to girls. One thing that makes Justin very unique is, you know, Justin isn't some 6-foot white jack dude. You know, Justin is, you know, 5'5", Indian. He goes against every stereotype that you can think of, and literally he pushes past every obstacle that you can imagine. You know, and not only that, Justin will live a lifestyle of basically a rock star. You know, guys don't get this ever. You know, I think the other day he had like 7 girls in his bedroom, and let's just say they stayed there all night. What is the craziest thing I've seen Justin do? I mean, he had a 7-some the other day. It's pretty crazy. Beyond that, you know, one of the things I'd say Justin does that's extremely funny to me is he slides under the radar with a lot of things. So, you know, you'll see a guy with his girlfriend, and Justin just goes in and approaches anyways. He'll hit on the girl in front of her boyfriend, but it becomes so nonchalant, and because of his size, his demeanor, it's almost like the boyfriend can't even say anything, because if he does, he sounds insecure. And before you know it, they're all sharing Instagrams, and before you know it, he's inviting her out to the clubs. Before you know it, that girl and guy have broken up, or they're having a fight, and before you know it, his dick's in her mouth. Like, it's just very crazy how Justin can do these things I can't get away with, things I haven't seen other people have been able to get away with. And Justin's just truly something else, man. Justin's coaching is very unique. It's a very intense thing, but again, it should be. If you join the military, we're trying to make drastic changes, and this is why drill sergeants will drill, you know, the newbies that are joining all the recruits. It's kind of that way. So you should know that you're signing up for a life-changing thing, and in order for change to happen, change has to happen. So Justin's very intense with his boot camps, but he is very sincere about helping other people. And that's probably the biggest thing, is if you know that he's operating from the place of wanting to help you, then you can let go of your own ego and listen to what he's saying and take the advice and move on. And if you're not able to take another man's advice, I question a lot about your relationship with your own father, because men should be able to listen to other men and take critique, take criticism, challenge yourself, learn, evolve, become bigger. What would I say to guys that are thinking about doing Justin's boot camp is, don't allow yourself to accept excuses. You'll think of a number of reasons why you don't want to do it, and you're literally self-talking your way out of it. But if you've proven that you haven't got the results that you want, then you need to make change. And thinking is not going to do anything for you at this moment. You've already reached the point where you've seen videos, you've seen results, you've seen success stories, you've seen testimonials. What are you waiting for? You know, it's like, get going with your life. You're gonna die. The sun's gonna explode, the earth's not gonna be here, and you're sitting here thinking about changing your life, versus there's men out there that are taking action. So don't think, just do. What would I tell a guy before starting boot camp is, if you can do this one thing prior to showing up, it's learn to get rid of your ego. Ego has its purpose, it has its time and place, but when it comes to learning and educating yourself, it's gonna poke at you in a very sensitive place. So the sooner you can learn to just get rid of your ego and be an open book, you'll become a sponge at receiving information, and you'll excel extremely fast in the boot camp. And you can kind of see it. There's some students that are just from the jump, they put their ego away, they bow down and say, teach me. And there's some guys that are sitting there, arms crossed, closed off, thinking, this doesn't work. And it's just themselves against themselves, and I feel bad for those guys. I would say get rid of your ego and be willing to learn. What's the biggest thing I learned from Justin? Justin's a very clever guy. And I mean smart in many ways. Things that I like, he's educated in many ways. You know, the guy went to college, he graduated. He's clever in many ways inside of business, inside of real life. We have a lot of the same perspectives about things. One of the biggest things, I guess, if I'm relating to game, is Justin's approach to just meeting women is insane. I was blown away, and I've hung around guys like Owen from RSD and all these different guys. Justin is next level, I'm telling you. When it comes to approaching women, literally he'll approach a girl, like right in front of him, like absolutely no filter, nothing's holding him back, and the guy seems fearless.